Yo, what up? It's your boy Flex G7 for G7 Games, and I'm bringing you a new video for Sea of Thieves. If you caught the last tutorial video on how to fish, make sure you watch that. But this is a continuation, a part 2 sort of the whole fishing game here in Sea of Thieves anniversary update. We're gonna be going over the types of fish you can catch, where to catch them, and what you need to get them. So my partner, my boy iGrim Reaper 13 from G7 Games in the house. He's gonna be modeling some of the fish we have caught. And we're going to show you, go over where to catch them again, what bait to use, and maybe a little bit of other details you might want to know. So the first one is, Reaper, let us see the first fish you want to show us today. This is actually a good fish to start off with. Let me get a good angle. This is the stormfish. And by its name, there you go, this is a trophy wild stormfish, actually, the Reaper caught. And by the name, you would just get to that you can catch these in a storm. So you got to be in the middle of a storm. Has to be raining. You got to a good way to know you're in a storm is when your boat is going wild and you can't navigate. So you got to be in the storm, and the best way to do that, just get all in there. Get in there where the lightning's striking and the rain's coming down. Get all up in there. So for those, again, you got to be in the storm to catch these stormfish. And the best bait type, or really the only bait type for the most part to catch these stormfish, are leeches. So use leeches. Take your ship all the way into that storm and catch you a stormfish. That's the first one right there. That's one of the coolest ones you can catch. And it does look like a swordfish in a way with the pointy nose. So that's really cool. And like most of the other fish, y'all come in lots of crazy colors. So that is yet to be known. So for the next one, Reaper, what do we have next on the fish menu? And this is one of my favorites here. This is the wrecker. Let's check out this a little bit closer. This is one of those fish you might have seen on like Finding Nemo, and maybe they have these in real life. They live on the bottom of the ocean. They attract other fish with that light on their head, like you see right there. This is the wrecker, and again, by their name, you might figure that you have to go near shipwrecks. These will only be found by shipwrecks. So go near any shipwreck you can find, and you can fish around there. And the wreckers take worms, so earthworms. Earthworms are what you use for the wrecker, and they can be found around shipwrecks. And again, these are one of another cool looking fish you can find. Really nice. I really like catching those. So Reaper has one more he's going to pull out of his pants. One of the fish he's going to pull out. And it's a small one. What is this one called?
This one is a moon sky pondy.
What? I have
These
not
are tricky to actually get.
Why are they so tricky?
These are, I would say, are pretty tricky because most of the ponds that you see in this game are pretty small, and there's always going to be a rock or some kind of obstacle in the way. So you kind of have to reel in as soon as the fish grabs onto the bait. Start reeling in. Same concept though. You still pull in the opposite direction as they're going. And what I like to do is to tap on the right trigger, so that way it kind of like. You're not putting too much tension on the line, but you're still reeling it in, so that way it doesn't hit a rock or any other obstacle and snaps the line. And as you do that, it tires out the fish, and boom, you get a pondy. It's pretty quick to do, but it's also very tricky to do. And
off the rip, it's tricky to get them to keep them on the line because, like you said, they do run away to different areas in the small ponds you fish for them in. I haven't caught one yet. I was having trouble with that, but he did get one. You got to know the trick to it, so be careful with those. So hold it up real quick. Hold it out so we can see a little bit better. And that is a moon sky pondy or moon ski pondy, whatever you want to call it. I love the name and I love the colors. Now I will say a lot of the colors to these fish and the names are really cool. Big shout out to Rare. So that's the ones he has. Let me go into my inventory and find out the rest we can show you here. The one I'm going to show next on this video is going to be the devilfish. So devilfish, they're not too hard to catch. Most of the fish are not that tricky. Some, like the pondies, are, depending where you're going to fish for them at. But the devilfish are found in Devil's Roar. Let me get that right. Devil's Roar. That's where all the volcanoes are at. Not my favorite place to be, but that's where you're going to find these devilfish. They live in harsh conditions, which that's the harshest conditions you're going to be in the volcano area. And the best bait type is grubs. So you're going to use grubs to catch these devilfish. They have a cool name, and they come in some cool colors. This one is I forgot what this one's called. I think it's a seashell devilfish, so really cool. Anything to add on this one, Reaper, before I go to the next one?
No, sir, you got it.
No, sir, we got that. So we're going to one of the more pain in the ass fish you might have to try to get. This one is the last fish we got. This is the Battle Gill. I think Reaper might have something to say on this, but first, Battle Gill are found near skeleton ships and skeleton forts, skull forts, I should say. We don't know if the skull fort has to be active to catch these, but I know we had a lot of trouble catching them just at a regular skull fort. We actually caught this one you see in my hand, traveling behind a skeleton ship. So it was kind of tricky to get this one, but we got it.
Very
and
tricky.
The Battle Gills eat grubs, so the best bait type is grubs for the Battle Gills. Very tricky. Anything you want to add on this one, Mr. Reaper, besides it being tricky and hard to actually come by?
No, that's about it.
That's about it for that one. Yeah, I mean, saying everything, all these in, all in the, everything I'm describing and how to fish and where to get them. Pretty much all you really need to know. Most of them take the same basic method of fishing them, but like Reaper said, pondies are a little tricky because it's a smaller body of water. But just stick to everything we said in the tutorial. If you click on the right, top right, to get the fishing tutorial to go along with this if you haven't seen that before. And the last but not least, let's see, does one of us have one of these guys? We already seen this before, I think.
Splash tail.
The splash tail. This is a trophy splash tail in my hand, one of the most common ones. This is what you're going to run by mostly. Hopefully you get the splash tail, the trophy ones, but you're going to run by these most of the time. You're probably going to get tired of seeing these damn splash tails in all the various colors. We can also look at another fish here, just to look at some more fish. Island hopper.
Two common fish. Splash tail and island hopper.
One of the more common fish. The cool about the island hopper is his eyes. Look at those eyes on that thing. Hold it out. Oh, he's holding it out. Look at those eyes. And you're going to run by island hoppers and splash tails a lot. And there's a lot of fish you're going to be by. But the ones we showed you in this video are the more difficult and the more specific locations to find these. Like I said, the swordfish in the storm, devilfish in the devil's roar, stuff like that. So, one last thing. Before we go, we just found this out, but when you're going to sell these, the wrecker by Shipwrecks, can't forget him. When you're going to sell these fish, it's best to cook them first, then sell them, because you do get more money. We found that out recently, so we broke that here. So if you're going to be selling these fish after you fish, after you fish, you get them on board, you collect them up, pile all the fish, and you got to cook them, you get more money. So
make sure you check out that cooking tutorial.
Make sure you check out the cooking tutorial or our cooking video. I don't know if it's a tutorial. What is a video? Check it out too. We got everything holding it down here on the Sea of Thieves anniversary update. Before we go, big shout out to Sea of Thieves, Rare, and all the developers. You did a great job on this update. Me and Reaper are actually happy, and we're excited to play Sea of Thieves right now. It's really fun, so I suggest everybody to jump on it. I've been talking too much. For your boy FlexG7, Reaper 13, and this chick right here, make sure to holla at us. And peace out.
Peace.